Good evening, everyone. Can everyone hear me well? Let me just check the chat group here. Hope everyone has been doing well. We have some very big announcements today happening. Let me see. Going to the chat. All right. Excellent. I think we're all on. We'll just give it a few minutes for more people to join. Drinking my coffee here. Okay, excellent. Well, we'll get started. We have a 1 hour. I have to do a hard stop at 3 p.m. Eastern. I hope everyone's been doing well. We've been hard at work. Lots of things happening on our end. I'm going to go through a list of notes that I have, primarily 4 announcements that I wanted to make. Over the past weeks since the last AMA, I've been working on some partnerships, getting those things signed. As I mentioned on the last AMA, we had to get a lot of the things in order in regards to contracts and things that we're going to be putting into our next SEC filings. So that's been underway, and it's been getting wrapped up relatively quickly. There's still a few that are out there, but we just received one of our contracts back over the weekend, and we have two very important partnerships that'll be probably wrapped up this week. The second thing, is now going into the important announcements that we have. The first thing is, in regards to our SEC filings, safe investors and all other investors will be getting their agreements. We had still some agreements to send out. So for those who invested in the safe, they'll be getting their new agreements. We're updating our shareholder list and preparing our S1 filing is underway already. So we're going to be preparing that this month. So it's a very important thing for us to have this wrapped up and filed as soon as possible. Our services are also going to be launched at the end of the month. That's the next big thing. Recently, we put more capital into the dev team. They've been working hard to get everything done and ready to go. There was several little bugs and things that we changed on the apps themselves to make them usable. I had a meeting with the doctors group last week, and they're all ready to get started. So, we have everything set for the launch, and it'll be happening at the end of this month. It's been a long time coming, but the apps as they are now, they function with the basic things, but a lot of things need to be fixed. So those things will be fixed, and we'll be launching our services finally. It's probably one of the best things that could have happened to us, but we have our pharmacy partner on board, and we have the dev team working to finish up as fast as possible so we can launch our services. The third thing, and I think this is very important for everyone in the community, the Lifechain Foundation has launched. There's still some changes that are coming to it. You can visit lifechainfoundation.com. The Lifechain Foundation, it's a separate team, but they've launched already. It's important for everyone that's a holder of MTC. What we're going to be doing is the Lifechain Foundation will be airdropping the new tokens into the same wallets that MTC holders have. And there will be updates posted on the Lifechain Foundation's website in regards to that, when that'll actually be happening, but it'll probably be happening within the next 5 to 10 days. As of now, what has been replicated were the wallets, the actual tokenomics from MTC. So those are the same tokenomics. There was a tax added to 4% tax added, and there's also a contemplated, this is for the Lifechain Foundation's operations, there's a 5% payout for transactions to stakers that will be integrated as well with the next stage of the Lifechain Foundation's build. But basically, there's other healthcare organizations, including our pharmacy partners, that will be participating with the Lifechain Foundation for the same reasons that we are, to hash data transactions with the end goal of decentralizing healthcare data. So you can view more information on that on the Lifechain's website, but we plan on connecting as many things as we can and hashing as many things as we can from doc.com services with the help of the Lifechain Foundation. And so those are the plans in the next stage. The Lifechain Foundation's hashes will be integrated into the apps for the launch as well. So you'll be able to view those hashes on the Explorer for the Lifechain Foundations on the website. And I think there's a version of that already present, but you'll be able to see there in real time when consultations are being given and the amount of tokens that are being transacted between them. It's important to note that this is just the first stage of the Lifechain Foundation. It's going to also focus on rewards mechanisms aside from Web3 components, such as staking and things like that. But it's the Lifechain Foundation's mission is to decentralize healthcare data and to foment the advancement of healthcare worldwide. So that means starting with the blockchain hashes, but also decentralizing healthcare data and making it accessible in different ways, new ways, decentralizing healthcare in general. So that's what the Lifechain Foundation will be doing. It's being led by a doctor at this moment. His information will be posted on the website in the days to come. There's other additional team members that are joining the Lifechain Foundation as well, that are based in the UK and based in Europe. So I'm very happy that we'll finally pursue this path with the Lifechain Foundation as we originally set out to do. And all the blockchain aspects that we originally wanted to create with doc.com will be now taken over by the Lifechain Foundation. We're going to focus with consultations alone and our product sales, and the Lifechain Foundation will be focusing on decentralizing healthcare data, doc.com being its first client or one of its first clients, but definitely something that's, I think, turning point in the healthcare space to showcase these services and the benefits of blockchain technology in the healthcare space with the Lifechain Foundation. The third announcement that I wanted to make is we have a new partner that's coming in. This is based in the U.S. As I've mentioned before, we have a partnership that's underway with the Red Cross. We have a new partner in the U.S. which is something we were looking for. We needed to increase our growth rate, our potential growth rate, with a big partnership that could bring us millions of users in the U.S. aside from us doing traditional marketing and PR efforts. This partner is a large brick and mortar established chain that sees millions of customers per year in the U.S. And we're setting that up, but it's something that we already have. We have a term sheet for, and we're going to be adding them. For our launch, we're going to be doing marketing and PR through traditional means, but this partnership should kick in relatively quickly within 60 days of us doing our launch. So we expect a high increase in users after that, but it's something important that we needed in the U.S. We needed this kind of partnership in the U.S. So those are the main 4 announcements that I wanted to announce. I was looking through the questions for the AMA. I know there's a lot of people asking. Yes, it's a household name. Definitely, when I mention the name after we have signed it, definitely you'll notice, you'll know who they are. I'm looking at the questions here. What chain has been chosen for the Lifechain? Right now, the token has been launched on Ethereum just because MTC was already on Ethereum, and also contemplating the new update that Ethereum is doing to reduce costs. But what the Lifechain will be doing is hashing all the consultations in real time, which can be viewed on the Explorer in a centralized internal blockchain, and then hashing it once a week onto the Ethereum blockchain. That's a solution that's present right now, but that will change down the road as we integrate more Web3 components into the Lifechain. The objective is for people to have value in the Lifechain token, and also be able to use it towards healthcare services in general, not only medications and over-the-counter products, but also additional healthcare services. So that's if you go to Lifechain's website, you'll be able to view that. It's already up and running at its initial stage, but these things are coming. I had a nice meeting with Daniel on Friday, and we were talking about the ideas for the Lifechain token. So it will be something I think that's really great. All the things that we had originally planned for MTC, they're transferring on to the Lifechain token. It's working as an independent organization with its own mission, but it is very beneficial for the healthcare space in general, and especially being Doc.com as its first client. Any news about relisting on exchanges? Well, we plan on relisting, like I mentioned. Everything from MTC is being transferred onto the Lifechain. So yes, that is it is in the plans to list the Lifechain token. I actually wanted to consult the community. We could take the easy path and list the Lifechain token on Bitrue, but I believe it would be worthwhile the effort to get into the voting system that Binance has, or any of the larger exchanges, and have the community vote and accompany that with the marketing PR that we already have planned. So that's definitely, yes, we have to list, the Lifechain Foundation has to list the Lifechain token as soon as possible. But first we have to get this through this first stage. Good thing is that it's already up and launched, and people will be receiving their airdrops. So in regards to listing, I'd love for it to be Binance or any big exchange. But I believe that for the sake of creating more access to the token, and it may be beneficial to list on Bitrue. It's a decision we haven't made yet, but we'll probably make it this week. And the Lifechain, ultimately, the Lifechain Foundation, even though I am part of it as a board member and a co-founder, it's a decision that is left to the organization itself. It's very important to consider that Doc.com and the Lifechain Foundation, they're two wholly separate entities with different missions. Doc.com being a for-profit company that offers free basic healthcare and has a healthcare marketplace, and the Lifechain with the mission to decentralize healthcare data and foment the advancement of healthcare services throughout the world. So it has a different type of mission. They're very similar in some ways, but it's a different type of mission. And it's an important aspect of what we're doing in regards to how we want this to be viewed by the public. I always thought that everything related to the token, even MTC itself, should be run through a foundation. It's something we've talked about for years, and it's now happening this way. So we have to take advantage of the time. We have to take advantage of our launch, the doc.com launch, and put these things together quickly so they work well and people can see the benefit of it. Let's see, any rough idea when the stock will list on the Nasdaq? Well, right now, what we're doing is preparing the S1. It's still a document that's still in preparation. I expect it to take, from 1 to 2 months, these next 1 to 2 months. We're trying to do it as fast as possible. Once we file the S1, it goes into approval by the SEC, and that approval phase can last from 1 to 3 months. So once that's approved, then we can list. Then doc.com will be listed, and it will happen at some point. So we're just trying to push it to make it as fast as possible, and also add all the material important things to the filing that are important for us to list and to disclose, and to ensure that we're listing with the correct value. Let's see. Does Lifechain not mention or provide any links to doc.com for legal reasons? Well, it's really more reasons than that. I think the Lifechain at this point, like I said, it's an independent organization. Even though I helped co-found it, it's still an independent organization that still needs to finish some things on their end. So doc.com being its first client, when the hashes start happening, there will be a link to the Lifechain Foundation from the doc.com services or the prescriptions. You'll be able to click on that and view it on the Lifechain's website on the Lifechain Explorer. Let me see. I'm seeing here the questions, scrolling through. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen here, and so everyone can view the Lifechain's website. Just something interesting. Just give me one moment. Let's see here. Can everyone see the screen? No? All right. Let's see if we can try this again. Google Chrome. All right. I have to grant access to it. Here we go. All right. I think we should be good there. Let's try this one more time. Well, it's asking me to restart Telegram. I'm not about to do that, but if everyone can see, if just visit lifechainfoundation.com, you'll be able to see the information on there regarding the Lifechain Foundation. So I'll go ahead and respond to some questions. Let's see. Are Lifechain providers aware of the swap to stock that was offered for those who got listed for it in 2022? Yes, they are. They are. Everything that we've talked about here in the AMAs is something that's being contemplated for the Lifechain Foundation, of course. And actually, I think people can see the screen now, so should be able to. Okay. So the Lifechain Foundation, we'll just run through this quickly, the Lifechain Foundation screen. All right. Initially, what you can see there is the token was already created on Ethereum. There's a general description of the Lifechain and its purpose. And at the top right, you can see that there's an Explorer. The Explorer shows the hashes of the transactions that the dev team made through the doc.com app. So those are representations of consultations, telemedicine consultations. As I mentioned, what we're doing is hashing every consultation, hashing every product sale, and that means that there's relevant healthcare data that was taken in, and that it goes along with our healthcare data analytics that we're going to be displaying on dashboard for epidemiological analysis. Also, one thing that's very important to consider here is even though these hashes aren't real time, they are in an internal blockchain. That's initially to save costs. Daniel and I have had some talks in regards to changing this down the road to a lower cost option. But for the sake of getting it out, it was more important for us to push out the product on doc.com's end and have the hashes running for the consultations. So the Lifechain Foundation, also had to speed things up and get this going. And this is the data that was used initially for these initial hashes. Now, what does this mean? This means that for every consultation that's hashed and for every product that's sold, there's going to be a baseline utility that's going to give utility to the Lifechain token. And that will always keep transactions happening as our services grow at doc.com and other companies join the Lifechain Foundation. So, it's just an easy way to display things. Like I said, there's Web3 components that are going to be built into it further down the road. But as of now, this is what the Lifechain Foundation is starting with. And it's also the token that's going to be listed. So it's what you can see there is one wallet transferring a token to the other wallet, and general things about the where it came from. You can see that their telehealth, if it were, for example, a product sold, you would see a prescription, but you can see there the category. And there's just the test data right there in there right now, but you can see there was 414 consultations that were done by the dev team and 2 sales. Those were the initial data set that we used at doc.com that provided them with those hashes. So as our services grow, you'll be able to view that on the Lifechain, and we'll have that unique aspect of doc.com taking advantage of blockchain services, and the Lifechain Foundation will have a recurring revenue stream that will benefit the Lifechain Foundation's mission, and also people who hold the Lifechain's token, they'll also receive rewards through the Web3 build that's coming. You need to contact CoinGecko. Yes, these are happening. All these changes are happening soon. Like I said, this was just recently launched. The Lifechain Foundation just recently launched. So all CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, all of that will be updated as soon as possible within the next few days. But very, very true, Renjay. Thank you for that suggestion there. Thank you, Richard. The Lifechain is a dream come true that we're finally doing this. Even though it's an independent organization from doc.com, I think that doing it this way has led us to a better place. And generally speaking, after everything that's happened in the crypto space, I think the Lifechain functioning as a foundation and being focused purely on the blockchain aspects of it, it's a big task in itself, but it's something that can be done. It's something that can be done, and pursued for the benefit of healthcare and for the benefit of humanity. in general. It's a different from doc.com in that sense, but it's still something that I think will last much longer after we're here. And that's the purpose of it, that there's always this organization that has making healthcare more transparent and better for everyone. After the pandemic, that was a perfect example of all this misinformation and things that happened and wrong data coming from different places. But definitely is something very unique. I think it'll pick up and people recognize the value in it. I've talked about previously about giving intrinsic value to tokens, and it's something that I've thought about for years. I've talked about it publicly in public forums, but there's always that saying. Warren Buffett said, "Oh, cryptocurrencies don't have any intrinsic value," and that was something that I thought, well, if you could link them to something that does have intrinsic value, such as healthcare data, there would always be that link from something that has tangible, recognized value to some economic value through blockchain technology. And that's really the life and blood of the Lifechain Foundation. So it's been created to help fund other companies that are doing different things to make pharmaceuticals more transparent in their supply chain, and to ensure that people's data is shared the correct way instead of having to worry about signing forms of HIPAA compliance and things like that. I mean, HIPAA compliance and GDPR are very important things, but now we have blockchain. We have something additional that can help in that aspect, and that's really that change where it's a paradigm shift. If instead of giving these controls to centralized organizations that sometimes falter, it's not to say that they're bad. They're actually done some great work, but it's an additional tool for them. And I see the Lifechain Foundation down the road, participating in conjunction with large healthcare regulators and organizations, providing them additional data points and statistics that would probably be very useful for public health and mitigating future pandemics and things like that. So it's very exciting. On the doc.com front, we'll always be focused on growing the company, increasing our profitability as well, but with the mission of providing free basic healthcare and transferring that value, that profitability, into extending our services to more and more people globally. So they're two different missions with the same, I think, same mindset of helping people in the end. But they're each organization has a big task at hand, and it's better for the decentralized aspect to be utilized or to function as a foundation. Let's see. An AMA for Lifechain explaining for dummies how to get the new token would be much appreciated, of course. Right now, if you want, I think people added liquidity to the Lifechain Foundation. I think there's around $40,000 or $50,000 in liquidity on Uniswap with the Lifechain token. This is aside from the airdrop that's happening to MTC holders. But like I said, the airdrops will be starting off within the next 10 days. So if you have your MTC held on MetaMask or any of your wallets, make sure that they're in there. Essentially what will be happening is MTC will be replaced by the Lifechain token. So everything that was related to the blockchain, the token itself with the old doc.com, that's now transferring onto the Lifechain. The Lifechain Foundation has taken on that role. And, since we are a new doc.com and a new company in the US, it's very different from the past. Let's see, can we be on 2 exchanges? Of course, I think the community should vote on which exchanges, you recommend. We're definitely looking over the weekend on getting into the voting cycle for Binance, and we can do that. But there's definitely many other options out there. I think I was contacted recently by Crypto.com, so that's also a potential option. And we double checked that person to see if it wasn't a scam, because sometimes people reach out, but it seems that with what little marketing and news we've had, there's been people that have been hearing about it or seen everything related to Doc.com in the media, the articles that have come out, and they have reached out, and that was an authentic contact from Crypto.com. So any decent size exchange I think would work initially. The main objective being that people can go ahead and trade the Lifechain coin on a good exchange, an exchange you can trust. So definitely it's a opportunity. Now, the Lifechain Foundation, like I said, has the ultimate say as to what, but obviously this is the community where we started everything. So, it's for the community to participate. And I think we could, with the community's help, probably list on a larger exchange than what BitTrue was. Even though we had a good experience with BitTrue with MTC, the Lifechain token, I think it has its own budget, and it will have its own marketing and PR strategy. But it's definitely something that I believe could be listed on many exchanges and be picked up rather quickly. And that's part of the goal. Right now it's part of the goal. We have 2 very important things happening, which I'm a part of, obviously being the CEO of Knock.com with the upcoming launch, and the Lifechain Foundation as part of the organization from a board perspective. There are two large tasks at hand. So the Lifechain will definitely list at some point relatively soon. It is in the plans for the Lifechain Foundation to list Lifechain token. Yes, one MTC will be one Lifechain token. Yes, that's correct. So it's a whole new token, but it was built off the same tokenomics that MTC was. I'm sorry, one of the developers is here with me right now. He's just telling me there's an update. Let's see. Oh, okay. There's another important thing. There was wallets that we had requested over the weekend. We requested wallets that the community wanted to remove. We have a list of them. We'll be sharing the list here so people can view those addresses as well. So if there's any other addresses that you think or were part of a hack on some exchange, or were part of bad actors, we want to remove those. And I know there was a lot regarding KuCoin and the hack that they had. So with the community's help, those are being removed and not participating in the airdrop for the Lifechain Foundation. I think in the list already there are probably there's several actually. It's a long list actually, but we already have a list compiled. Your wallet is on the list. Okay, excellent. Contract is mintable. It's definitely not mintable. The token has a limited supply and it can't be minted. I think that you may be incorrect with that, but if you can share that, I'm pretty sure the token was created without the ability to mint more tokens. That's as it should be. So it's the total supply is the same as MTC's original total supply. I'm looking here at your okay, so the buy tax is there. Ooh, I don't understand what you sent there, RNJ, but the audit scan says so. Okay. We'll have the dev team look at that. Contract verified. Can you point out where it says that, just to have clarity? Trying to understand this table that you sent. I appreciate that, RNJ. And as usual, if there's any suggestions or improvements for the Lifechain Foundation, like I said, Daniel and I have spoken about all the things that we would love to build for the Lifechain Foundation. The Lifechain Foundation's team is mostly comprised of doctors and people from the healthcare space, people that I met that I know will be focused on doing a great job. And there's still some relevant tech people that are going to be participating. Let's see. Okay. Okay, well, I was just confirmed that the token is not mintable, and it says directly on the smart contract says not available, has not been activated at token creation stage. So it is not mintable. We're looking at the smart contract here, just to respond to that comment that was done. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate it. Sure, Crypto Jeremy. We'll definitely send me a private message and we'll take a look at it for sure. And also put in there, explain why your address was put on the list. I think that's an important aspect. So, like I said, this is exciting times. There's still a lot of work to be done. We're working hard. I'm focused on signing these agreements as fast as possible. The team is we're doing a rebrand, and we already have the preliminaries for that. It's a whole new doc.com. It's a new company. Lifechain Foundation has already been set up and is already moving forwards with its tasks. So this is going to be very exciting times. Okay, we'll check that, RNJ. Thank you. We'll double check that, but we'll double check that your address is not on the bad list. It's on the good list. Crypto Jeremy's. So it is exciting times. I'm very excited to see the result of our launch, and we are launching in the Southeast initially, but our group of doctors said it wouldn't be any problem to recruit the remaining doctors necessary for the rest of the U.S. So I believe we can have that within 30 days of launch, having the remaining doctors in the rest of the U.S. And the world has been waiting for this, and so have I, and so has everyone that's worked on this, and so has the community. I think it's I'm very excited that we're finally getting to that point. It's I feel like we've been prepping this very amazing rocket ship, and it's just about to take off. And it's been a lot of work, a lot of sacrifice as well. But it's definitely something that is finally happening, and I'm very happy that these things are coming together finally. Going to peruse through the questions here. I think there was so essentially, just to summarize what we're doing here is the main points is doc.com services are launching at the end of the month. The dev team has already confirmed that that's happening, and the Lifechain Foundation is now officially launched, and they're going to be working on decentralizing all aspects of healthcare down the road and decentralizing healthcare data. So those are two great things that are happening. I still think that from a certain point of view, those two things are more significant than any of the partnerships that we can have. even though the partnerships are amazing to have as well because they provide us users and additional credibility with the market and SEC filings. But I always said, the services are the backbone of everything. If people get the services and they're getting our consultations, then the mission is being fulfilled and people are getting the help that they need, and we can make the business grow, and we can make a big change towards the future for everyone through free basic healthcare and through decentralization of healthcare with the Lifechain Foundation. So the two great missions, and the end benefit is very clear. I think that it just after all these years and all this work and all the ups and downs and everything that we've experienced together here, it'll be a great story to tell, and I think it'll be a good example for a lot of people to know that from a small idea, from a medical student or group of medical students in Mexico, came something that could potentially affect people's lives in such a big way. So, it's hasn't been easy, but getting the capital commitments and all those things initially was its whole ordeal in itself. Going through the audits, getting everything prepped in the US as a new company, setting up everything for the Lifechain Foundation, thinking about all the regulatory issues and all the user experience, and just so many things to really think about. But the perseverance was worthwhile, and we're now at the stage where we're now ending one stage and going into another, and we'll see if the world recognizes the benefit. I think last time we attempted this, the world definitely recognized it and saw the benefits of free basic healthcare. I think this time around, with the solid business model and with the decentralization of healthcare services through the Lifechain Foundation and that starting point with doc.com, we just have a much, much stronger statement for the world. It's something that I think will draw a lot of attention, and we're doing it in a different arena now. This is really, as a U.S. company, doc.com is really, I think, much stronger in that sense, focusing on the U.S. market initially because it is the largest healthcare market in the world. It's also the one that's more convoluted and complex, but it's also a great place to, conquer first. And, everything that we've built can be exported to other countries as well. So it's really, fulfilling in that sense that we're now doing this in the U.S. and it's a whole new company, and we all have much more experience and growth, and it's been worth the fight for sure. And we'll keep on pushing forwards. I'm very excited that people like Daniel are excited to join, and I'm very happy for everyone in the community that's always been very involved and helpful. We've met amazing people through the community, and I always have it close to my heart. I saw a question on the list for AMA questions. I saw that someone put on there if I had reached out to Mrs. McAfee, and I have reached out to her a couple of times, but she hasn't decided to do anything in regards to that. I think she's afraid of some potential risks that she sees on her behalf in regards to what happened to Mr. McAfee, as I used to call him, may rest in peace. But whether or not people dislike who's helped us in the past, or think that our business model is too disruptive. I've gotten that feedback as well. They think, oh no, that's impossible. At this point in life, and at this point after all the effort that we put in, it really doesn't matter. What matters the most is just getting the services out, functioning, because like I said, the end benefit is very clear. And even though there may be changes in our branding and our logos and the website, and more team members are joining, things like that, it still comes down to that. to offering our free basic healthcare services and making sure that the company grows and is fulfilling the promise that we originally set out to fulfill. Let's see. In the future, can we have a very short AMA every week or every other week? I think yes, we could. I'd love to do AMAs on a weekly basis. It's just these past weeks have been filled with a lot of tasks to do, and some of these things take time, especially contract signings. You would expect them. You think, oh, it's a simple thing. Why don't they send it back quickly? And it's just, the whole bureaucracy behind organizations that are large. It gets checked off by many people, and these things take time. But I like to come to the community with solid, concrete things. If not, it feels like, in a sense, that we still have more work to do every time I speak, and there's no big announcements coming up. But definitely, we could do something weekly. I think also we should be posting things more on social media. That's a big change that's going to happen in the next days. Our social media will be updated and everything with the rebranding and our mission. So that's that's definitely, we could do more AMAs on a more regular basis. Why are we not getting the same balance as our MTC balance? Yes, you will be getting it. It's not right now, but there are some still changes that are happening in the Lifechain Foundation in regards to the Web3 component. But it should reflect what you have in your MTC balance one to one. That'll happen. Let's see. I see Alex is responding on there. It's part of the dev team. We have 13 minutes left. And so if you have any additional questions, go ahead and ask. Sorry, there's people here. Defense against dumping. That's a great point as well. Yeah. It's important that we have anything that's launched, the stock itself. Stocks and cryptocurrencies have many similarities in the way that they're traded. So it's definitely important. How's my mother? Oh, thank you, Sam. She is fine right now. She's back to 100%, I would say. She lost a lot of weight, which I saw her 2 weeks ago. She came for a wedding near where I was, and she looked quite different because she had lost a lot of weight because of her issue that she had. So she's looking great right now and feeling great. I appreciate you asking. Thank you, Sam, for that. It worried me for some time, but she's doing great. My parents are both, in their around the 70 years old range. So, this is the kind of time where you start looking at your parents and you think, wow, we definitely need to take care of them. It's also a driver for me to push doc.com services, because they're a perfect example of people that can use these kinds of services. Does doc.com have any plans for physical mobile clinics? Of course we do. We've posted mobile clinics in the past. Those essentially require a certain amount of time to build, and also, a certain type of planning in regards to what kind of services they offer, because there's many types of mobile clinics that can be built. But we do have a plan to build a decentralized hospital. And that means it's essentially a mobile hospital. It's not just one clinic. It's a combination of mobile clinics, and do campaigns that go throughout the states, to different regions. So, for example, if you need a certain type of exam, you could go to a doc.com mobile clinic and get it done as a pass by. And that serves a lot of people in many ways, even though, people say, oh, you could always go to the hospital or anything like that. There's still the need for that, as there is in many countries. There's still a need for that in the US and many other parts of the world. Let's see. So look, right now, I see these next months being very fruitful and very great. Uh, I think with the launch happening and all the services running, product sales happening, the Lifechain hashes happening, there's really value creation all over the place, on the doc.com front and the Lifechain Foundation's front. Um, we're amidst a bull market right now in the crypto space and in the stock space, so that's a good thing. Who knows how long it'll last, But like I said, the important thing was here to get the backbone working, which are the services, to get the Lifechain Foundation, up and created so they could focus on their initiatives and just push towards this new frontier in the healthcare space. So these are the next months that are happening. I think we'll be able, even if we get to half of what we dream of getting to, it'll be definitely something very beneficial. Let's see. I think there's someone put their mic on by accident. Who is that? Who is that? Okay. There we go. All righty, everyone. If there's no more questions, I will sign off. And we will. I'll answer some more questions on the chat group. There's a lot of work to do this week, but definitely a lot of great things happening. So I appreciate everyone. I see that there's some questions in regards to LCH. I think those prices were on the decentralized exchange. People added liquidity to it, but it's I think those are easy questions to answer. And if there's something in particular that we see that, we'll go ahead and answer them on the chat group. Thank you everyone for being on here and for participating. As always, it's highly appreciated. I appreciate it. I say from the heart. It really comes from the heart. It's always been a pleasure to have the community here and everyone listening and seeing the progress of what we've been working on, and getting suggestions from the community. But we now have this next phase that we're going into right now, and we will be responding to more questions. Our social media will be updated. These are things that are coming these days right now and these next couple of weeks, and we will be in touch as always. Thank you so much. Hope everyone has a great week, very productive week. Enjoy this upcoming spring season. I think a lot of places in the world are going to be beautiful. Get out and enjoy. And I wish everyone well. Hope to speak to everyone in the next AMA next week. Thank you very much, everyone.